The United States of America and Israel have decided to launch military operations. These actions were conducted in clear violation of international law, something which we absolutely cannot approve or condone. It remains a fundamental truth that history never sheds a single tear for the oppressors of their own people, and not one of them will ever be truly regretted.
It's for the United States and Israel to make the case, and for whether or not that is the case. And it's for others, more expert than me, non-lawyer, certainly non-international lawyer, who are more expert to make that determination. And that said, well, Canada was not asked to participate, you know that. We were not informed in advance. We were not asked to participate. Prima facie, it appears that these actions are inconsistent with international law.
The Islamic Republic of Iran bears the primary responsibility for this entire situation. It is the one that has developed a dangerous nuclear program and unprecedented ballistic capabilities, which has the United States of America and Israel have decided to launch military operations. These actions were conducted in clear violation of international law, something which we absolutely cannot approve or condone. It remains a fundamental truth that history never sheds a single tear for the oppressors of their own people, and not one of them will ever be truly regretted. Passage, we are currently organizing the orderly repatriation of our fellow citizens who wish to return, beginning with the most vulnerable. The first 2 flights will arrive in Paris as early as this evening. Over the last several hours, the conflict has been extending into Lebanon, from which the group Hezbollah made the very serious mistake of launching strikes against Israel and consequently placing the Lebanese people in great peril. Israel is reportedly in the process of deciding on a ground operation. This would also constitute a dangerous escalation and a significant strategic error. Hezbollah must imperatively cease all its strikes and attacks, and I call on Israel to respect Lebanese territory and its integrity. I have given the order for the aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle, its full complement of air assets, and its frigate escort to proceed towards the Mediterranean Sea.
I asked Mrs. Handanovic to have a detailed discussion with Minister Malis, whom I am scheduled to meet later today, about the specific ways and means of how this will be accomplished. Let's see if we can address the oil and gas problem that's arisen due to the war. We are now finding ourselves in an impossible situation, and I'm going to tell you the figures for today. We haven't allowed these prices at the pumps, but you absolutely must understand that things are far from normal. If this situation continues like this, we will all literally be facing a living hell in Europe. I had an excellent conversation with Guido Crosetto, the Italian Minister of Defense. We are almost entirely in agreement regarding our assessment of what is currently unfolding, but I won't delve into it today, unless you specifically ask me to elaborate on who has proven to be less powerful, who more so, and all the intricacies involved, what exactly is transpiring concerning this matter, and what the political ramifications are. But what the closing of the Strait of Hormuz would mean for people's very lives. That's why it's important that China, as a true and sincere friend of Iran, insisted that Iran open the Strait of Hormuz, because without the opening of the Strait of Hormuz, the prices of oil would absolutely kill everything. For us, the price of diesel is probably around 200 dinars, if I'm not mistaken, plus or minus 1 dinar. As we track this, I haven't perhaps checked the pumps this past week, so around 200 dinars. Today, the quotes, specifically in the Mediterranean, show 216, 8% more. In 2 days, it will be 230, 240. No one can afford that, and it drives up all other prices and everything else. That's why my idea is, and that's why I'll work first and foremost with the Minister of Finance to find measures for us to subsidize. In the next month, hopefully something will be finished, something concluded, because we must not allow oil prices to spiral out of control.
Gas prices, I don't know if you've heard what they're like.
It used to be $380, just $380. Today it's $550 on the TTF. This is absolutely not normal, people.
This is not normal. Prices have jumped by 45%, and in Great Britain by 95%. No more gas. Qatar turned off the tap.
We are fortunate to have Russian gas delivered to us normally through the Turkish Stream pipeline. That will last until the end of March. We will have to see what we're going to do next.
Unbelievable things are happening. I don't understand why people feel the need to fight when they know how much we depend on the Middle East and their energy sources. I don't understand anything. At least serious preparations were made in the past. They prepared more for tiny Serbia when they attacked it than they did for Iran.
And not just in this sense, looking at it from a security perspective, they don't even secure their own buildings or their facilities in the region. Surely someone is also thinking about what the one who is defending themselves will target first.
I no longer understand anything, and everything has become so superficial.
For kicks, or as the kids would say today, in this world, I guess I saw it on social media, liked it and just went for it, with consequences all over the place, and the consequence...
News never stops. The world keeps turning, and every turn tells a story. Wars, elections, geopolitics, Davids versus Goliaths.
While everyone is celebrating the US-China trade thaw, Trump has been quietly doing something else across Asia.
These were once home to the ancient Silk Road connecting east and west.
But who's connecting the dots? Who's decoding the global storm? Welcome to Times of India videos.
You're watching a special edition of Global Pulse with me, Neha Khanna.
בהנחיה שלי ושל שר הביטחון ישראל כץ.
Durante este año,
We decode the shifting grains of geopolitics to you. From Washington to Wuhan.
Встановлені домовленості і сьогодні підписуються.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Just 2 years ago, Canada was one of the most popular countries for Indian students.
From Davos to Delhi, we track the decisions that move markets, shift policies, and shape the future. No jargon, no bias, just clear, credible, global journalism. Because understanding the world doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to be smart. And that's what we do best. At Times of India videos, we don't just tell stories, we build perspective. We connect the dots between what's global and what's personal, what's happening out there, and what it means for you. It's fast. It's fearless. It's making sense of the changing world order. Times of India videos. Because your worldview is just a tap away.